Hello, this is a response to espanholtjk's video at youtube.com titled UFO NASA, and the video resembles closely super compressed material. This material is just that, is super compressed. We compress things all the time. We crush automobiles for metal recycling and such. If an amount of materials from Earth materials are compressed, very compressed, and you could do this with a car crusher, and say we compress this material down to 1 cubic meter or 1 cubic yard, and then we apply Earth-like forces to compress it even further. When I say Earth-like forces, I mean comparatively the amount of energy that would go on in two worlds colliding, perhaps. Two planets the size of Earth smashing together. So this material, this cubic yard or cubic meter, is again then compressed down to something the size of a 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter square piece of paper. So the width of a piece of paper, and then 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. That's a large amount of material to be compressed in such a small space. And this material is compressed into a sheet, or even into a shell type shape, or any usable shape that you would choose. And that is what is depicted is a very small piece of the material in the video, and that is probably a zoom in onto a small section, and that is one of the properties it has as well. It quite frequently resembles the cosmos. So perhaps it is a mirror type reflection as a property of the material. I doubt that anybody would guess that it would have that property. So the material is super compressed, and that's how it's actually made. You don't want to use metals. When metals are super compressed, metallic elements, they have a potential to flake, and the material that flakes off has the potential over time to cause similar conditions that arsenic causes. So perhaps this is carbon or grasses or other elements that we use, but not metals. The way the material works, a small amount of electricity, not a large amount, a very ready-made and easily acquirable amount of electricity, and likely stored into a battery or some other device that can produce electricity, is applied to the surface of the material, and that voltage, once it is active in the material will float. When I say float, I mean it seems to not have the same bond or the same characteristics that all of the other things that we have around us do with gravity. It loses its gravity. It loses its bond with gravity, and it becomes floating, and with an additional small amount of circuitry and the direction and the flow of the electricity into the material, this circuit can direct the material to a new spatial location. So it can be with the circuitry and then the voltage applied directed to a new place. And I know a lot of you have probably seen these orbs. Maybe you see 5 or 6 or 7 over a great distance. If you want to push this orb to a great distance and perhaps go out and look at something and then bring it back so you can get the video footage or whatever out of your orb, you need a secondary spatial point to send your signal and then redirect the vessel or material or shell or orb. You need a secondary point. So perhaps if you're sending over a great distance, you want to send several in case one of them becomes misaligned or gets hit by something and is broken. So you want to be able to reorientate with the other 4 or 5 that are left. We need renewable energy sources, machines that produce energy for us, electric type energy, and do not consume either a great amount of fuel or the fuel is not consumed at all in the reaction, but is rather left back in its previous state, or machines that simply do not have a great usage over time. We need the ability to continually be able to think our way to the next situation that arises. It's a big universe. There are cosmic events. There are many different events that can counter or wipe out human type populations, and we need to have an ability to fix these situations when they arise. A material like this would take flight or even space flight out of the hands of a governments and large enterprise and put that in the hand of individuals to be consumed. So if somebody or some enterprise or some individual would like to develop this material, then that is an option for you to have it made and developed and used. There are so many inexplicable things to be found in the universe, and not all of them are completely understood. Even the originators of the material itself likely came to many conclusions that were counterintuitive or were not what they felt was going to be the assumption of what it would be. It turned out to be something else. So there are mysteries everywhere and in all things. So that is what it is, super compressed material, and that is an overview of how it works and how it can be made. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.